So Trisha, why did you come for brain integration originally?
Well, I went out to dinner with a bunch of friends of mine, and one of my friends had it done after her son had it done. And she was so excited about the results for him that she went and had it done herself. So after me listening to her and kind of going, maybe I should get this done. And so that's when I did some research and found you.
So what were the particular issues that you were struggling with?
Well, me in general, I would say ADD. I couldn't focus or pay attention to anything. I was always up and down, up and down, up and down. And in high school, I barely graduated. I got those D's, and I could barely get my C, D's up to a C, and struggled there. So I was fearful when I was going back to college. I'm now entering back into college to go for nursing, and I have to retake all the hard classes like biology and chemistry and algebra, and I knew there's no way I'd be able to probably pass them, just knowing my history from all those classes. Just too difficult for me. Kind of embarrassing to even talk about it nowadays because I'm an older person, and when I mention it to friends or even my children, I would read and not really even understand what I was reading. So I would read something and I would almost feel like I didn't know what I read. So I would read the chapter or that paragraph over and over and over. And looking back, when I went to school as a young person, I never read a book in my entire life. And I did all the book reports just from the back of the book, which you weren't supposed to do, because I wouldn't remember what I would read. So I never read anything. So I would get discouraged, and I would have a book on my nightstand for months and months and months.
What were you expecting when you first arrived for brain integration?
Well, I wasn't certain. To be honest, I had no idea. I wasn't sure if I was going to walk in a room with a bunch of equipment or x-ray machines or IVs and needles and electrodes. I had no idea because my past is healthcare, and this is something completely different. And I was relaxed and reassured to know that it was none of the sort, and I could just relax and have you focus on me and take care of my issues.
How would you describe your results since brain integration?
Well, actually, I've had tremendous success so far, and my boss at work has realized that a big difference in my focus, my concentration at work. My memory was off. She used to ask me about clients, and I would go, "Oh, I'm not really sure who that is," but now I can recall everything. In math class, I went in there and I ended up acing every test. And I had a biology exam like 3 days, I think, after the integration. Yeah. And I got the second highest score. It was like 106 out of 111. I was so excited. I remember I emailed you. And every test after that was the same. And my algebra was...
You ended up at the top of your class, didn't you?
Yeah.
You went from the
bottom. I was like a loser, yeah. So, so I went from, really struggling and studying like crazy with getting no results to going to the top of the class and acing literally every class, every test, and not only getting all the answers right on the test, I would get the bonus questions too. So I ended up getting 106% in my algebra class. Yeah.
That's great. And how about in your family life? I remember you're sending me a message about something with your dad.
Oh yes, my dad. We butt heads, and normal kid stuff, but I'm a grown woman now, and my attention span with him and my patience is very short, has been my whole life. And shortly after integration, he asked me to come over and help him put together this enormous greenhouse with 1 million pieces. And I looked at it all and I was like, oh dear, this is not going to be fun, because, I'm thinking about my past with him and trying to work together. Wasn't very successful. But to my surprise, we worked like a team. I was very calm, I had no issues, I wasn't arguing, and we put that thing together with no problem. It was smooth, and we just worked together collaboratively, and we had a good time. So that shocked me, because that had never been.
And I remember you're saying that when he did start to be argumentative, you said, let's check the directions.
Yes. But before, I would argue right back.
Right,
I would win the argument every time,
Right.
And he and I would argue until we were blue in the face. So,
Right.
But not anymore.
Right.
And we just kind of go with the flow, which is nice. I'm much more calmer and I think more clearer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how about moving ahead in your life? I know you've had some significant changes since brain integration.
Yeah, some big milestones. I've been recently become a single mom and moving out in the big world and not having that confidence, but but now having it and knowing that I can enter the nursing program with no problem, and I'm not even scared of going in there and getting out on my own, and my job is very successful, and I'm moving up in the ranks there, and it's going well.
Your boss has noticed those changes.
Oh yes, yes she has.
And rewarded them.
And rewarded them greatly. Yeah.